OD Log Sports Info here, back with another vid for you guys. Yeah, y'all hit that subscribe, like, bell icon so y'all can be notified of this reel because y'all know OD Log keeps it real. Yeah, you guys, let's get into this video, this quick video before I hit these Cali streets. The ErrolSexuals are just out of control, right? They're out of control. But I'm going to go, I'm going to take you guys on a different angle, with this situation. The ErrolSexuals, right, now they mad at Bernard Hopkins, again, right? At first they was mad at Bernard Hopkins because he questioned the eye injury with Errol Spence Jr., right? He questioned it. He said, we need to see some medical paperwork, right? And I questioned it too, right? Because it was very suspicious. I mean, we see him getting beat up in sparring, and then all of a sudden he has an eye injury. You feel what I'm saying? So that just was very suspicious to me. And if you guys been following the channel, I already told you that Pacquiao got set up. But they mad at Bernard Hopkins, right, for giving his opinion now. But I want people to think about this. This is not facts. This is just my opinion. This is Odilo Sports Info opinion. It's not fact. It's just opinion. What did Floyd Mayweather say at that Hall of Fame ceremony? Right? Did Floyd Mayweather tell all these guys that Spence really don't want to fight? Right? Because he does talk to Al Heyman like he said. And it just seems like Crawford got a lot of backing now, right? From Hall of Famers, Roy, James Toney, now Bernard Hopkins, right? Tim Bradley. I mean, Andre Ward. The list just goes on. It's like, Tarver, Mike Tyson. Right? It's just going on and on. We just seen Mike Tyson visit him on his birthday. Mike Tyson went to go and visit Crawford on his birthday, on Mike Tyson's birthday. Okay, now what you say? Trainers seem to be split. Legends picking exactly it's like the trainers are split, but the legends, all the dudes who really been in the ring and all that, they picking Crawford. And I'm like, Floyd Mayweather went to that Hall of Fame, ceremony, right? And before the Hall of Fame ceremony, they probably been talking, a while. I don't know. This is just my opinion, right? Did Floyd Mayweather go to that Hall of Fame thing, right? Probably gotta, start talking. Because he knows what's going on behind the scenes with Errol Spence Jr. That's why he constantly coming out checking Earl now, right? If you can't give a fighter this, you're not your own promoter, right? Errol Spence Jr. he retweeting what Mike Cappinger, said, and then Floyd Mayweather coming out checking that shit, checking it. Like, no, bro, you can't believe Mike Coppinger because he's not fight hype or me. You only believe me or fight hype. Mike Coppinger, no. And Errol Spence Jr. retweeted that. Remember? So I'm just trying to I'm trying to figure it out, man, because it got a lot of people that's just coming out that's just like, damn, like Crawford will win. Crawford will win. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I know they like his skill set, and all that, but even Bernard Hopkins even said Errol Spence Jr. haven't fought the level of competition as a Terrence Crawford. Right? And he said everybody knows that. Everybody is what? See, behind the scenes is something different. In these boxing gyms, it's something different. They talking different. It's just the fans that's out here, right? That's lunatics that think that Errol Spence Jr. is just unstoppable. He's just invincible. But in the gym and, the boxing legends, they looking at it like, no, this dude, right? He's basic. And Crawford will beat him. So I'm just trying to just make sense of it, man, because Bernard Hopkins is the latest one to come out, right? Bernard Hopkins is the latest one to come on out and, and endorse Terrence Bud Crawford and said he will beat Errol Spence Jr. I mean, so you can just add him to the list, right? Tim Bradley, Roy Jones, Tarver, Mike Tyson. It's like, come on, man. And this is driving the ErrolSexuals insane. It's driving these guys insane. They can't even understand it. Right? Because they fanboy so much, they can't even see the trees through the fog. They're like, why is all these legends going for Crawford? Right? I just wanted to do this quick little video though, man. Just to point out, just to give people something to think about. Did Floyd Mayweather start talking at this Hall of Fame, ceremony? Right? Because him and Earl got something going on. That's obvious to me. Right? Him and Earl got some kind of little beef going on. I wouldn't say beef, but they got some kind of little disagreement going on at this point. Right? Floyd Mayweather is probably tired of him using that sparring session. That's what it is. Right? Because we know that Floyd has a big ego, a giant ego. And Errol Spence Jr. got his claim to fame off Floyd Mayweather in a sparring session. And Floyd Mayweather, he co-signed it back then, but now he don't really talk about it. Right? He co-signed it back then because he wanted Errol Spence Jr. to get Keith Thurman off his ass. Right? Because Keith Thurman was chasing down Mayweather and Pacquiao at that time. So, yeah, man, I just want to give y'all something to think about. Did Floyd Mayweather go to that Hall of Fame, ceremony and start, I wouldn't say trashing Spence, but, just talking. Right? Because they do got something going on. They got something going on. Because every time Earl, he can retweet something that Mike Carpenter say, then Floyd is on fight hype, shutting that whole shit down. Right? Shut it all the way down. Like, bro, I don't know, what fighters do, like they just try to like they try to gain interest in the fight, when it's like, no, bro, you was checking Errol Spence Jr. That's what you did. And he knew it too. Yeah, man. But Spence, he knew what he was doing. Spence knew what Floyd was doing. I mean, like, Spence knew exactly what Floyd was doing. Spence, he ain't no dummy. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know why my damn Comments ain't highlighting. Yeah, man. But I just want to do a quick little video, you guys. I don't want to, stay on this long with this stuff right here. But subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video. I just want to give you guys something to think about. Did Floyd go to that Hall of Fame, ceremony and start talking bad about Earl? I'm not saying hating, but Floyd has an ego, man. I mean, we all know it. Floyd has a super ego. And is Floyd tired of him using that sparring session? Right? Because everybody keep on bringing it up. Is Floyd tired of hearing that? That's another question. But subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment on the video. This is Odie Loc Sports Info. I'm gone.